Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. In this video I'm going to be going over how this break and retest of resistance trade was a beautiful trade that I planned and shared as well in my pre-market plan on Twitter, and I will show you to you in a bit why and how I predicted this and what made me enter the trade using order flow confirmations, and as well using the book map, seeing all of this selling get absorbed to then eventually take the market long to the upside, targeting certain pre-market highs or pre-market targets. So let's get right into it and jump into the analysis. So going on the 30-minute right over here, we had a demand zone from last week Friday where price rallied very hard and bounced from there in the morning as well here right after market open. Then we started rallying up and up, as you can see here as well on the book map. We started rallying up with a lot of aggressive buying, and all the selling that there was in the market just got absorbed by passive buyers and in an insane amount. Like, look at all of this selling, and this is a very good tip as well on uptrending days where you see areas of consolidation or where pullbacks happen and there's just a massive amount of selling that's not able to break any low or is able to move the market down at any point. That's a very good sign that the high is going to get taken out and we're going to keep the uptrend going, because all of that selling is not able to break down any low, is not able to push price any lower. So that's a very good sign that we're going to go higher, because all that selling is passively bought up. In this case, every single area of consolidation that you see, let's take a look at this one around the 700s. There's a lot of selling. As you can see, a lot of selling trying to break down on every pullback, heavy selling at the bottom, but every time price just moves up higher and higher. Even here while we're grinding up, there's just massive amounts of selling, very sudden spikes to the downside. They're all the time getting bought back up, as you can see passively with all these bids here, just defending price as the same time that price is moving up. And here again around the 720s. So price is all the time moving up while there's a lot of aggressive selling hitting the bid, and that's a very good sign of price is going to be uptrending for the rest of the day probably. So going over here on the 30-minute on the pre-market, my plan was to look for shorts mainly under the 40s. If the 40s were going to be broken, I was very confident that pre-market highs were going to get taken out. So that was my plan. If the 40s got broken, look for longs targeting 66s, which I shared here as well on my pre-market plan on X. I share this every day before market open. For me, market open is at 3:30 p.m. because I live in Europe. One of the scenarios was here a break and hold above 6740 to get long targeting 66 first and then pre-market highs. As you can see, pre-market highs was 75 and the 66s were just below where sellers were starting to break down price. So why did I choose the 40s as a level to get broken? Well, the 40s was a level of consolidation here, which you'll see now when I go down in time frame as well. An area of consolidation before price moved further down. That just means to me that sellers here were reloading, absorbing more buyers to then move price to the downside. Well, if that level gets broken and buyers are able to sustain above it and break above it, then I'm very confident that these sellers that were here in the pre-market are going to be in pain. They're going to be closing out their positions and hitting their stop losses, and the buyers will be able to move higher with ease because all their stop losses are going to be buy orders. So let's check now on the lower time frame. As you can see here, an area of consolidation where sellers reloaded on their positions and moved price further to the downside. And then as soon as we broke above it, which happened right over here, as soon as we broke above it, we broke here to the 50s. For me, that's a good enough of amount above the 40s. We got 10 points above the 40s. For me, that means that level is broken and then it's valid to look for longs. All right, so let's jump here into the book map. What I prepared here is the zone that I was looking at on that day. Is you can see the push here that broke above the 40s. Look at all of this selling here that was trying to break the market down but unable, and they all got absorbed and prices just moving higher purely on passive buying, right? But then as soon as we start approaching the 40s level where those sellers were present in the pre-market and starting to break down price, as soon as they're there, you see suddenly on this little jump up to the upside a lot of strong buying. Well, that can be a present aggressive buyer as well, but it can also be those sellers exiting their positions, which are aggressive buy orders as well. So it can be one of the two, but that doesn't really matter to me. To me, it does matter that the orders are getting hit here and that it's pushing up price and it's breaking my 40s level. So the 40s levels is broken right here. We approach the 50 and I'm looking for ways to get in long. What is a way for me to get in long is, well, I look for structure points on the book map, like one right here. You have an area of consolidation right over here. While we're breaking above the 40s level, we consolidate a little bit. Buyers are reloading in their position. These sellers are more getting absorbed. And then we rally up to the 50s. Well, I'm going to be looking if price pulls back into this, if buyers are going to be able to defend this area once again where they previously consolidated, and if they're going to be willing to absorb all of that selling again, and at the same time aggressively buy to get out of this level to push price higher towards the target of 66. And that's exactly what happened. We pulled back with some aggressive selling. They stopped right over here. They got absorbed once again. Buyers started stepping in. And then you can see on every little pullback, this one over here, on these two pullbacks over here, the selling is getting weaker at the bottom. And then every time we're grinding up and the selling is getting smaller. And that's your sign to get in long right over here around the 46s. 46 and a halves, which is a beautiful entry that got tested once, twice, and 3 times, and every time failed to break down. After that, price literally shot up after absorbing all of this selling once again, and literally just shot up straight to the target in a matter of a couple of minutes. Another piece of confirmation is here on the footprint on the left of my screen. Let me show it to you a little bit clearer. So we're consolidating over here and we're grinding up. This is where these big buy orders start getting filled, right? So here you see all the selling get absorbed here, all these negative deltas at the bottom of this footprint bar, all getting absorbed while price is moving up. And then there's a lot of aggressive buying coming into the market. As you can see here, almost 900 contracts hit the market to get long, and you can see that here as well on the CVD on the bottom, a lot of aggressive buying in this single footprint bar, pushing price up higher. Then we're going up and we hit the 50s, we break our 40s level officially, and then on this pullback over here on the footprint, this gave me extra confirmation as well, where we previously shot up and broke above the 40s. You can see a lot of absorption here of sellers at the bottom of this footprint bar, creating kind of a V shape and absorbing all of that selling while price is moving up. But then as soon as we pull back to that same exact level, like the box that I drew here on the book map, to that same exact level. So this was the consolidation part. This was the consolidation that I first talked about. This, you can compare it to this footprint bar. So you can see the visualization is different, but the information is the same. So you can see the absorption clearly here of all these sellers at the bottom, all these negative deltas. Well, that's the exact same that happens here as well. You can see that consolidation, but the sellers are unable to break down and price moves up. That's the exact same like this. And then on that pullback, more sellers get absorbed, all here at the bottom, creating another beautiful V shape inside of that area. And then a lot of aggressive buying is stepping in. As you can see here, 511 contracts hit the market. And then this is where price shoots up after absorbing all of that selling once again. So these sellers here, you can compare that with this footprint bar and this footprint bar while price is moving up. You can see that here as well. And then price just shoots up straight to target, as you can see here on the chart, which was 66. And then price just shoots up straight to the target after having a little bit of consolidation after our entry. Price just shoots up straight to the 66s. So that was a beautiful trade, very clean break and retest. It happened very quickly. So let's say if you're unable to get in here because everything went too quick, but you did see it happen, but then it went to the 66s, you weren't able to get in it, but you're still believing in longs. Well, there was another opportunity on the same day, which was also possible because I had break of 40 to get long starting 66 first and then 75s to 800s. I got all out at the 66s, but 75s were still intact and the 800s as well. So the pre-market highs were still not touched. And as you can see, the same exact concept. There's an area of consolidation where sellers got absorbed and then price moved up higher. So all these sellers here were in pain. They got exited out of their position and price moved up to the upside. Well, this area of consolidation, if price pulls back, this is where you want to see price defend if it pulls back to there. Because these sellers got absorbed and the buyers were there. The buyers were present passively and aggressively to absorb all of that selling and then push price higher to the upside. So if price pulls back in there, you're going to want to see these buyers that were once present here, you're going to want to see them defend again. So price pulls back, we see a lot of aggressive selling here, hitting the bid, filling all of these bids over here. But then on these pullbacks, there's almost no selling. Compare this drop to this drop over here. There's almost no sellers. The selling is getting very small. And you can even see buying here at the bottom of this pullback. And it's not able to break the low. And then you see buying step in. And then on every single little pullback over here, you'll see the selling just dwindle. Look at how small this selling is at the bottom of those pullbacks. And that's another sign to getting long. And that's a great opportunity to get in long here, right at the 51s. A beautiful trade as well, which then flew straight to pre-market highs. You get in at the 51s, you put a stop below the low here of a 4-point stop, and you target the 75s first, which is a 6R trade, and just in a matter of like 15 to 20 minutes with basically zero drawdown, as you can see, because the confirmation is just so right. The area is so right as well. It's where we broke out of the 40s previously, which was a major resistance level. We broke above it. Sellers tried breaking it down, but they all got passively absorbed. Aggressive buying stepped in. And then once we revisit that area of consolidation, we want to see those buyers that were once present here. We want to see them defend that. And then we wait for selling to get absorbed again. And on pullbacks, we want to see weaker selling to see them just drying out, with aggressive buying stepping in after, which happened right here at the 51s, with a stop below here at the 47s, below this low, and then you ride it up to your target, which in this case was pre-market highs, and then it just shot up straight to there, as you can see, and even a little bit higher. But you cannot get greedy as well, and you have to stay objective. So that's the analysis of today. A beautiful, actually two beautiful break and retest trades. This one was quite quick, and this one was a more patient entry, waiting for it to break even more, waiting for that pullback, waiting for this area of consolidation and kind of market structure demand, waiting for that pullback and those buyers to defend once again, to then take the market along. If you have any questions about how I analyze the order flow, or how I look at the book map, or how I come up with these levels over here on the chart or on the book map, let me know in the comments and I'll get back to you, or even make a video about it. So please like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.